All right, hey guys, we are gonna put on the rear brake pedal kit today for the Stark Varg because I'm having issues. If you guys watch my videos, not having issues, but adapting for me to the rear handbrake on the handlebar is just not working for me. I don't know if it's me crossing over between mountain bikes and dirt bikes and so long on dirt bikes. Something's just not clicking. My friends can do it. A lot of people have done it, super easy. Just not for me. I can ride like 80-90% level with the rear handbrake just fine, but the second I have like a oh crap moment or like something happens out of the blue, I don't modulate or grab the rear brake in the same capacity or same efficiency as I would with a foot brake. So I'm gonna put the rear brake pedal on and see how it is. There are no directions currently available with Stark in their manual. There's no microfiche, there's no nothing, no paper directions with the unit, the install unit for the rear brake conversion. So I'm gonna put this out here. It should be super helpful for you guys and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. I'm not a good mechanic, so you'll probably see me mess up a lot, but at least we'll get the idea down, okay? All right, step one, we're gonna take this and thread it onto this with the prongs facing away from the bearing. All right, next we're gonna screw this thing onto here. And we're not gonna tighten them up all the way yet. We're just gonna have them snug. And you don't need to thread this all the way up the neck. It can go with some room to play because otherwise this will bottom out on the threads, so. All right, now we're gonna take the spring. It'll set on these three prongs like so. Just like that. And then take the cap and we'll have this thing ready for install in a second into the rear brake pedal assembly. All right, and before we do that, we're gonna wanna make sure that we mount this to the bike, which is going to mount, there are two holes here that we're gonna mount these two right here, and then this will stick out like this. And the bolts that go to the backing are going to be these bolts. Actually, let me double check. Yes, that is correct. It'll be these bolts that mount the bracket to the frame. So right here and here, you're gonna put the Torx with the 8mm on there, not the round head Torx, okay? So we're gonna take those, and there's two different lengths on these, just as an FYI. These are going to be all the same length. So I'm gonna take two of these and I'm gonna mount this to the back of the frame. All right, so now we've got the first bracket mounted on, or the first set of bolts. I guess if you can see those, mounted on, tightened by hand with the supplied wrench, the 8mm. All right, one thing that we have to do is press both of these bearings into the foot brake housing. So I'm gonna do this old school way since I don't have a proper press. All right, I just got the bearing started with a rubber mallet, and I'm gonna use this press or this vise to get it further pushed in, and then we'll start the second one. All right, first one went in flush with very little effort, easy, so we'll do the second one. All right, that went in a lot easier than I expected. I used a socket a little bit just to make sure that it was mounted fully, but it looks like there's a little lip in there. So it's flush this way. So I'm gonna let it run like that. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount this to here, and knowing that the brake line cable will go back, do a little loop and come out this way when I take the wheel off. So I'm gonna mount this up into here real quick, like so, with the round Torx bolts. And within the kit, there are two lengths of round Torx bolts, so make sure you use the two that are shorter, otherwise you'll push through too far. All right, so the next part we're gonna do is we are going to put this bolt through here, because if we don't do it now, it's going to be very difficult to fit the rear brake pedal through the housing here or through the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and line it up and we'll throw it in. The mount, I believe it's going to go like so. So yeah, it'll look like this, okay? And the bolt will go in this orientation here, filming with one hand, so it'll come towards me through the hole. All right, so we got this in here like so. And now I'm going to push this through. And let's see, I had this through earlier, just gotta play with it a little bit. There we go. And then see, there's no clearance if you didn't have that bolt already set in. So now screw that on and then we'll mount up the rest. Looks like I caught the thread. Good to go. This comes down like this. And then we gotta put the pedal itself on. All right, I'm gonna tighten this bolt down and get it seated, and then we'll attach the rest of the hanger and the spring. All right, pedal's nice and tight. You can cinch it down pretty good. It doesn't affect the play in the pedal whatsoever. Now we go back to this guy, and we put the cap on, and then the plunger into the seat. All right, so it looks like this is the bolt that goes into here. So it's gonna go right here, pull down that arm, and we'll seat this in to the back of the pedal. Okay, so I think that's on. And now I just got to put the pedal end piece on. And these are the two bolts that I have that I'm gonna use. I'm not sure, I don't have the bolts from Stark, so these are the ones I'm gonna use for now. All right, now that we've got the brake assembly and the pedal all set and on, I should do what you can do first, but I ended up doing it last just because I'm tight on space and time, so it doesn't really matter. But take the wheel off and we'll put the rear caliper in place of this one and remove this brake line. So here we go. Okay, took the wheel off, pretty easy. Swap the caliper out, now I just have to take this line, oh, my voice cracked, and pull it through and disconnect it from here. So I'll go ahead and do that and run that one out. All right, no more rear handbrake, full on pedal. Boom, ready to go, back to home. All right, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I appreciate you guys watching my channel and subscribing. Thank you a lot for the support. I love making these videos or else I wouldn't do it. And hopefully this helps you out because this is a video I needed tonight. And luckily I got some help from the Stark rep, Justin Bellaros down in SoCal. Awesome dude, rips these things all the time. So he helped me out real quick on Instagram, which is awesome while we use social media to connect. Met so many cool people, and people like him help me out with things like this last minute. So now I can ride Saturday with a foot brake. So hopefully this was helpful. And yeah, love my Stark. Gonna see how she rolls with the rear foot pedal.